Today we're going to talk about the two main laws that govern reality. If you take this knowledge, you absorb it and you apply it in your lives, I can guarantee you that your life is going to transform for the better. Now, in the olden times, there used to be a profession called alchemy. Alchemists had this unique capability where they could take an ordinary metal like lead and essentially transform it into something precious like gold or some other precious metals. What if I told you that you and me have the same capability within us? Okay, that we could literally transform. We have the ability to take our lives and transform it to something extraordinary. Okay. Now, these two laws are going to help us do exactly that. Now, before we step into these laws, let's get into a little bit of a background. As I mentioned in my other videos, everything that we can see, that we can perceive, is made up of energy. Okay? Energy is the building block of essentially all matter that you can perceive. Okay? And it's intelligent energy, or what you refer to as consciousness. So consciousness is the foundation on which everything that is visible, all material things, exist. If you had the capability to mold or shape this consciousness, don't you think that you could create the life that you want? Any desired reality you could manifest? Now, these two laws will help you to control and mold consciousness. The first law that we're going to talk about today is the law of focus. You probably heard of this term before. The main statement that I want you to take away from this particular law is that whatever you focus on expands. Okay? Whatever you focus on expands. Now, focus has two different parameters. So if you have focus here, you have two different, you could say, counterparts that work along with it. So the first thing is attention. And the second one is intention. So attention and intention. Attention comes first. Okay. Now imagine that you were kind of standing alongside a freeway. Okay, and there are cars going back and forth. Okay, so I mean maybe this. Let's use a different color. Maybe this is a freeway, and you have cars, going back and forth. Okay. Now try to imagine that this is kind of equivalent to a mental freeway. Okay, so on your mental freeway, you have thoughts that go back and forth. Most of these thoughts are based off what has happened to you in the past. Okay, and so it's going to create a kind of a similar future. Okay, so these thoughts are going back and forth. As long as you don't pay attention to any of these cars or any of these thoughts, you're fine. Okay, but the point of creation starts where you pay attention to a desire. Okay, where you choose kind of a thought or a desire that you have. Okay, that's the starting point. So it's kind of like a room. You've got a lot of rooms with a lot of desires, right? But you open the door to a room. Okay, so you might have heard the saying that where attention goes, energy flows. So essentially, what you're doing with attention is that you're opening the door to that room which has your desire, right? And energy is starting to enter that room. So you have chosen the thought, or you've chosen the desire, and you have opened the door to that room, okay, where your desire exists, and energy starts to flow in. Okay, but that is just the first part. If you want the thing to materialize in your physical world, you would need to essentially hold your will. So you need to bring your will, which is essentially you need to harness the life force within you, okay, with an intention. An intention is masculine, it's focused. It's completely focused. It's not like I hope to have the desire, I wish that I had the desire. No, intention is how to get there, okay, and the steps that you take every single moment or every single day to get to that particular desire. So the first point is attention. You kind of use your attention to open the door to that room where your desire is. And the second point is you harness the will, your mental will. Okay, you essentially, it's like you're an army general and you're commanding the forces. And in this case, the forces are your life energies, right? You're focusing your life energies towards a single point, which in this case could be that room where your desire is. So you opened it wide and all the energies are going into that room. Okay. So that is what focus is. Okay. So focus involves first choosing a thought, okay, and then opening the door, and then intention, which kind of, harnesses your will to have your life forces flowing towards a particular desire. Okay. So that kickstarts the whole creation process. Now, if you continue on that pathway by taking inspired actions, you will eventually get to what you desire. Okay. So what I want you to understand is that you need to, as you know, that focus is what essentially kickstarts the process of creation. And if you hold on to this for long enough, okay, you will eventually have what you want manifest in the physical world. So the question you need to be asking yourself is, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the things that you want? Or are you focusing on the things that you do not want? Because it works equally, right? It's completely fair, right? It doesn't care that, hey, these are the things that he or she wants and these are the things that it doesn't want. No, it is impartial. It's just energy. Okay, wherever you focus your attention, it could be the things that you want, it could be the things that you do not want. It will expand those things. It will expand it and bring it into your physical reality. Okay, so that's number one, the law of focus. Okay, the second law is the law of witness. And what you have to remember for the law of witness is that whatever you witness, dissolves or diminishes. So whatever you witness either dissolves or it diminishes. Now, the law of witness is kind of the other side of the coin, okay? Where the law of focus is used to create something, the law of witness is used to, dissolve it, okay? So if you have unwanted things in your life, like you're constantly worried, you're constantly stressful, okay, what it essentially means is that you're kind of hopping onto different cars. Like if you go back to the analogy of the freeway, the car's going back and forth, right? You're going from one thought to the other thought to the other thought, and it's a mess, right? Your mind is in chaos. Okay, now have you ever looked at the night sky, right, where you see those stars twinkling, right? Your attention goes to the stars, but have you ever wondered about the darkness between those stars, right? So the darkness is the nothingness. Okay, now the nothingness is what contains the creation. Okay, the reason I say this is that every creation proceeds from nothingness. Okay, every creation proceeds from nothingness. Okay, so in this case, in the case of the law of focus, right, you were standing on the side of the freeway. You're not attached to anything. That is nothingness. Okay, and from a point of nothingness, you decide that, hey, I have a desire which comes from my true self, and you go and attach to that desire, and you use your will to kind of hold that particular thought, and you start off the creation process. the process to dissolve something is pretty much the same thing, but in reverse order. If you have a lot of things that are currently going on in your life that you do not want, okay, you're completely worried, you're stressed out, okay, the way to deal with that is to come back and step back onto the side of the freeway. Just detach yourself. It's easier said than done, okay? This will take time, okay? It will take time for you to kind of get into a mode where your thoughts, slowly start coming down, okay? But understand that when you remove your attention from a thought or a desire, you are literally pulling back energy back into your life, back into your body, back into your life system, okay? And the thought needs you, okay? If you're not paying attention to the thought, it'll go away. It'll go on its own way, okay? As long as you don't get attached to it, okay? So that's a process of detachment, where you kind of, you've been attached to so many different things that you don't even realize it, okay? And you slowly start on the process to getting back onto the freeway, on the side of the freeway, and just become an observer, just become a witness, okay? Just notice what's going on, okay? You may have a lot of feelings in your body. These feelings have arisen from prior thoughts, okay? Prior thoughts lead you to experiences that result in feelings, okay? It will take time for those feelings to subside. It will take time. The thoughts might be easier, okay? But the feelings will take some more time for it to subside, but eventually it will, okay? So you come back to nothingness, okay? So the whole point is that people think it's all about doing, or about doing stuff, but it's like the yin yang, okay? If there is creativity, there is stillness, okay? There is nothingness and there is doing, okay? They're both parts of the same coin, okay? So you need to understand when you want to step into creation and when you want to step out of creation, step back into nothingness, okay? If you have that capability, then you can control your reality. So that is the law of witness, okay? So just to summarize, right? Everything that you can see, everything that you can perceive is built of consciousness, intelligent energy vibrating at a specific frequency, okay? If you have the capability to direct that consciousness to what you want, you can transform your life literally. And there are two laws that kind of govern how you create and how you dissolve, your reality. The first is the law of focus. The most important thing is whatever you focus on expands. And the second law is the law of witness, which says whatever you witness either dissolves or diminishes, okay? So by using these two laws, in a judicious manner, you can direct your energies towards what you want, and you can take back your energy from the things that you do not want, okay? So I hope that this video helped you. Thank you.